Good evening. Been a couple of weeks. We went to the Hallscorts meet. What was that? 3 weeks ago now? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. As you just would have seen on the intro, a couple of little clips of us leaving there. Your headlights dipped out on the way home, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
we had to take a shortcut.
Dean had to take a shortcut. Hence why he was not with us when we were messing around with the Supra and the Mark II Fiesta.
It did come on the way home. So when they were off, left, they turned off, gave it the beans, came back down past the meat, came back down.
And then they came on.
Came on when I gave it the beans.
That's what it needed. It needed the beans. It wanted to see the beans. Anyway, so yeah, obviously you would have just seen we had a little play on our way home. Very good fun. That Mark II, just for reference, that gapped me. That Mark II had it's got a K20 in it, and it's very, very quick. I reckon it. To be fair, I mean I had to let out because of the lorry. But if you look at where it was headed, I reckon he probably did have me. So I'm going on holiday next week. As soon as I get back from holiday, I'm ordering a boost controller. Simple as that. Lost a race, turn the boost up. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that video because that should be fun. It may or may not be going to Oso Retro with a hole in the block. Anyway, right. Stop rambling. As you would have seen in the last video, we got the cage in and everything. Well, semi got the cage in. I still haven't bolted the bottom feet in. That's still on the list to do. But I have, as you were just seeing in the time lapse, started putting a dash in. Now, as it happens, I posted a post on posted a post on Instagram. Just a picture of with no dash. I think it was like no dash life or race car life or something like that. I can't remember now. Anyway, someone dropped me a DM and was like, I've got a Clio Cup dash sitting in my workshop doing absolutely nothing. You can have it for free. Don't know if it'll fit. You'll need to cut it up to COC, but it's going to cost you nothing. I don't want nothing for it. I was like, score, let's do it. Had to cut an awful lot off of it to make it fit, obviously. That's the difference in thickness of the Clio Cup dash, and in fact it's pretty much in half. And the other binnacle thing doesn't really fit very well, but this part of the dash actually does the job quite nicely. Let me just jump in the car so it can show. I can't do that. Got a trapped nerve in that elbow. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Dean, can I hold the camera? Have no feeling in these two fingers currently because I've got a trapped nerve in my elbow, so I can't really grip much with that. It's a good job I won't with this hand. So, put me off, I'm trying to fault now. Right, jump in the car. So, we have got a dash in. It's not fixed in yet, it's literally sort of just wedged in there for now, but see, fiberglass dash weighs literally grams, absolutely nothing. So we've just cut it down at the back there to suit. I've welded a piece of box section. It's only tacked at the moment in place, but I've welded a piece of box section there to support the top half of the dash, and then the idea is it will just rivet into there and into there. And then what I'm going to do is put a piece of steel between the two here, which will then mount the gauges flush in the front. So it's a pretty good solution to the no dash situation, to be honest with you. Still need to sort some brackets and bits and pieces out to get it to fit properly, but I actually haven't got the right size hole cutter for my gauges, so we can't actually do that this evening. Can't go any further with that because the next thing to do is to cut the gauges out, work out where the steel is going to go, and then put the other bracing and all that nonsense in. So that is where I'm going to end that bit for this evening, because obviously I need a whole car, and I go on holiday on Friday, like I said, on Sunday. So that's as far as that's going for the time being, but I wanted to show you it because it was in, and I know you guys would have seen it in the background of the video. The other thing that you would have seen in the other video, and what we're about to move on to this evening, is the two big sheets of aluminium that are down there. I'll jump back out the car. So as forementioned, obviously I'm sitting there, fuel tank is there, nothing between us, and it's noisy. Fuel pumps are noisy, obviously. So we're going to build a firewall. I got hold of some 1.2 mil, I think this is 1.2 mil aluminium, 1.5 mil, 1.2 that is. And I've got some hardboard templates that we made. So I made the hardboard templates up for the top and the bottom. one small one, one big one, and then obviously that's the hole for the fuel filler neck. Interesting to note, actually, this hardboard template is FIA approved, so we could pass scrutineer in there. Can you see that? FIA approved. So yeah, if anyone wants to buy these afterwards, FIA approved.
That's the price tag.
That's I don't know. There's probably about £400 worth of fucking hardboard there with the price of materials at the moment. So it's quite late. Bollocks to the neighbours. I'm going to start cutting this metal anyway. I did try to see if it would cut with the shears, but it was just way too difficult. So I'm going to get the grinder out, get this cut up. I'm going to cut these to shape, offer them in, make up some brackets, and then Joe from JP Fab has said that I can go and use his bead roller. So once we've got these all set up, we'll go and put some nice bead rolls on there and make it look like a proper panel, and it'll also stop it from vibrating in the car.
Take the flex out of it.
Take the flex out of it, because you know it's a bit.
It's a bit.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
What, Rolf Harris?
Can you tell what it is yet? So yeah, I was going to make another comment there, but I won't, because I'll have to cut it out anyway. Yeah, I'm going to get cutting. I'll catch you guys in just a second when this one's cut out, and I'll show you what the plan is in the boot. Go from there. Right, I've cut it. I haven't test fitted it yet. I thought we'd do that together. Did I just mess up a £50 sheet of aluminium? Not that I paid for it, but it's beside the point. Right, so the idea is then that this will mimic where the back of the seat was. Now I've disconnected the charge cooler lines because they're going to go through a bulkhead fitting, actually in the panel, so that the panel is sealed rather than just through. Right, I think the plus side is it doesn't fit because it's too big, which is alright, isn't it?
Yeah, that's tight fit.
We don't want it to not fit because it's too small. Though it's not quite. I wonder where that. Hang on.
It's that side's caught on there.
One of these sides was slightly longer than the other when I measured it, which is worrying really, because the car should, in theory, be straight. But you know,
in true Ford fashion.
As Don Toretto would say, so much torque it twisted the chassis. Right. Worse, isn't it?
Worse.
Right, so definitely added it all the way around.
It's probably because you cut exactly to your permanent marker line, which went around the template.
Yeah, well, that's kind of. I guess it's kind of the idea, isn't it? So that we can trim it up to make it fit nice. No, it doesn't fit at all now. What the fuck have I just done differently there?
It's not forward on that end, is it? By the look of things.
Better. Right, so this side's quite loose on the inside. I'm fairly happy that will go back into position quite nicely. This side is too tight, so where do I put my marker pen? Let me get my marker. It's in my pocket. Mint. Right, get my marker and mark. So it's fairly loose on there. And then really tight around there.
It's tight around the tub, isn't it?
Tight around the tub. I'm a bit tight around my tub now, unfortunately. Kind of, I think it's just where we've cut that, and it's just not cut out enough of a radius. Yeah. Right. I'll do that with a flat disc. Right, I'll get a flat disc in there, open that out, I'll trim all the edges up because they're still not been deburred. And then we'll try again, shall we? Right. Right. Fits. I didn't fuck it up. It fits. Fits quite nicely as well, actually, to be honest with you. Give you guys a little show. I mean, there's a few gaps obviously around where we've cut it, but
turn these lights away so don't.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The plan is, I think once everything's all together, is to run a little bit of neoprene seal around those bits, just to seal them up. We are gonna. Once it's all together, I'm going to coat this in not the heavy matting, but you said there's some other stuff they did, like some foam,
Yeah, like
some foam sound deadening, just to try and separate the noise of the panels. Obviously rattling, if they do rattle. I mean, once they've been pressed and everything, they should be a lot more sturdy. But also just to try and keep the noise of the pumps out of the cabin, because actually when you drive it, I mean, until the wastegate opens. Once the wastegate opens, it's noisy, but when you drive it normally, it's actually not that noisy in the car. It's the pumps whirling away in the back that's fairly civilised. Fuck off for sitting on aluminium Kirkies. It's everything but civilised, but it's actually not that loud. So right, next thing I'm going to do is I've got some square bar over there. It's actually the other end of the piece of square bar that I use for the dash. I'm going to look at cutting that square bar to go in here, so then this will rivet to the square bar, and then the top piece will, hang on, I'm not even showing you what I'm looking at. So this will then rivet to the square bar in here, and then that will sit on the top of the square bar like that, and then we'll work something out back here somewhere afterwards. But I'm going to look at sorting that bit out now. It's actually getting on for time, isn't it? So I don't know if we're going to be able to get that other piece cut. What's the time?
It's coming up 5 to 11.
5 to 11. Yeah, we probably should call it a day with the cutting and grinding. So, and then we'll look at doing that piece a bit later. But actually, to be fair, once I've cut this down and offered it up, we'll be able to see whether my template fits in where it should do. Right, I'll cut this bar. I'll catch you guys in a second.
Many tic-tacs later.
And just like that, it's been a week. I've been on holiday and I'm back from holiday. Felt like it never happened. However, back down the garage. Now, where did we leave off? Let's remind myself. Okay, so I've still got a busted arm. For anyone that was watching, well, has seen the beginning of this video. My arm's busted, still busted. Going to the doctor's about it tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to try and crack on best I can. We got this little panel made up in the back there. I also did cut the, you can see there's a bit of bar down there. I did cut that bit of bar. Now, Hallscorts, there's another meet this Thursday, and we've been to everyone so far, so we're probably going to go to this one as well. A few little things I want to get done before that, so I'm going to crack on tonight with now, and I have just been and brought right sized hole saw. I'm sure I've probably got 3 or 4 of those somewhere, but I can't for the life of me find one, so just brought a new one. So I've got those. I'm now going to crack on, as I showed you in the first part of this video, with the dash. So where we got to was we've got the top bar tacked in place. I need to make up some brackets for the back of it so that it stays tight up against the windshield, and then in the middle here I need to cut holes for my gauges, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I've also brought the tablet down and the windscreen mount. I'm going to try and mount the tablet here somewhere for now, and then I'll deal with this bit later on. Anyway, right, I'm not going to waffle, I'm just going to crack straight on, pop you guys in the corner, get the dash out. We're going to make up a little metal back plate for the gauges, so the gauges will mount through the fiberglass, through the metal back plate, and then mount behind, so that they're not, you know, if they're in the fiberglass, they're going to bounce about a lot. So yeah, right, I'm just going to crack on. Right, cutting, drilling done, all that jazz. Climbing the car. Right, okay. So I've cleaned this bar off, cleaned that bar off. Here is my, oh yeah, look, cut my thumb. Right, here is my creation. I can't hold it that hand because fingers have got no grip. Right, here's my creation. So this basically is going to sit, if I get it the right way up, this is going to sit, yeah. Try and do this one-handed, it's not working out well, is it? Right, this is going to sit somewhere like that. It's going to sit flush with that bar at the top, and I'm going to tack weld it to the bar at the top, weld it to the dash bar at the bottom there on the roll cage, and that will be our backing plate. Obviously it will be central to the thing at the bottom there, and that will be the backing plate to reinforce the dash, and then the gauges will sit inside there. So I'm going to get that welded in, then we're going to put the dash back in, draw these holes on the dash, cut them out, hope they line up, hopefully slot the gauges in, plug them in, turn everything on, and it will be beautiful. Right, I'm going to get I'm going to go get a drink actually, because it's bloody hot tonight. I'm going to go and get a drink, and then I'm going to get the welder out, tack this all in place, and we'll go from there. Fucking bastard. Shit. Went in my shoe. God, look at that fucker. Got a big old hole in my fucking shoe. What a bastard. Tom. Smoky. Smoky and the Bandit. Right. You want me to call my foot? It's really sore from where that fucking bit of hot metal went in there. Yeah. Broke attack. Surprised I've not burnt my fingers yet, although probably speaking too soon. Oh, it's kind of in. Oh, it's really hot, I'll give you that. Right, quickly tack in. Ooh, if I've got enough length on my fin, I'll just about tack these in a bit more. Trying to stop these moving about quite as much. Went in my fucking shoe as well. Alright, but it took. There's less twist on there. I will fully weld those out once I know it's all good. Because the last thing I want to do is if I get in a crash, the last thing I want to happen is that bar to come loose and come fucking flying through the dashboard. I'll make sure it's all secure. But right, that's all tacked in pretty nicely. Probably not going to do it any more than just tack that in because it is only a support panel. And it's still probably really hot. It is still really hot. It's got plenty of tacks on it, it'll do. I'll weld those up once I know it's a bit better. Right, I'm going to let it cool down, have a drink, put the dash in, mark my gauges, cut my gauges, slot the gauges in, and if it's all good, I will fully weld the bar at both ends. I don't know how much spring is. That's taken quite. There's no spring in that actually, which is quite happy with that. Cool. Alright, right. I might put a couple more tacks in the bottom. We'll see. Right, I'm going to have a drink, let that cool down. I'm going to have a look at my foot because it's really fucking sore. It's probably a nice little hot melted bit of shit burning into my skin right now. Anyway, right, see you in a minute. Right. Dash back in. Squeeze it in there. Hope that it still fits, obviously. Right, I'll try and hold this in place nicely. Right, that's going to go like that. Feel behind there, that's going to go like that. Right, and hopefully with this pencil I'll be able to just about. Well, I can kind of see the marks. I guess we cut it and find out. Right, give me a second. Alright, I've either done it right, fiberglass, or ruined the dash. So look, shall we? Find out together. If I can get it to sit where it needs to sit. I'll tell you what, lines up pretty good. All I've got to do is just widen these up a bit like I did before, because the 51's a little bit tight. So I've just got to widen those out a bit. And fiberglass is itchy and horrible. Yeah, widen those out a little bit. And we're laughing, aren't we, really? Make up a couple little brackets to go at the back there, some way of holding it in place. Yeah, and that's that bit of the dash done. I'm going to have to remake this at some point, as I said, to come up and meet this under here. But for now I'm not going to worry about it. Happy days, right. It's going extremely well. I'm sure now that I've said that, it will go extremely wrong at some point, but there we go. Right, I need to find some way of holding this up in place up there. Sort of in that position, really. Actually all fits really quite well. Okay, right. I'm going to widen these out, pop the gauges in so we can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to worry about that bit afterwards. Right. Let's cracky dacky on. Right. Dash is in, holes line up. I'm going to plug my gauges in. Turn it on and see what it looks like. I'll let you into a little secret. I don't think I like it, but I'm going to put them in and turn them on before I make that decision completely. Hang on. Still got these the wrong way around. That one. Not that one, I think. Yeah, that's that one. That's that one. Let's go that way up. Boost gauge. That's one. I'm not going to bother booking the boost line up to that yet because it's got to come out again. Come on, he was just in there. There we go. I was going to make up some retaining clips for these to go in the back, but to be honest with you, they're such a tight fit, I don't think I need to. Which is a bit of a bonus. Right, that's what they look like. Hang on, let's take you guys down from there, get you a bit of view. Right. That's what they look like, mounted in the dash. Let's see what they look like turned on. Oh. Well, these ones are now multicoloured. Let me straighten them up so they actually look right. Hang on. Just pop you guys back there for a second. Right. Let's try and straighten these up so they look about right. do with that hand. That grip on my fingers. Right. 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 Ooh, that's not right. Ugh. Okay, don't know. I have to look at that in a minute. The manifold air temps just jumped to 66 degrees C. It's definitely not 66 degrees. Definitely not. Also, my coolant temp is 245 degrees. Right, I'll deal with that in a minute. Right, what do you guys think? Because I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest with you. Excuse me. I'm not sure, to be quite perfectly honest with you. I mean, it's staying because I've drilled holes in the dash now. But I'm not sure on the way it looks. Obviously, dash up there needs to come down a little bit. It's a bit too, I'm kind of viewing it from back here. You can see it's kind of just a little bit too high. But it's kind of just mounted on this cheap eBay thingy for now. We are going to make a proper mount that will fix to the dash so that it's just secure, because obviously it's a bit, whilst we're driving along, that will bounce around like there's no tomorrow. It is worrying me that my manifold air temp is 66 degrees C though, because it's most definitely not. I wonder whether that temperature, that thing's busted. Right, hang on, let me just check that. Coolant temperature at 245 degrees C. I know he's busted because I melted the temperature sensor. It's too close to the turbo. Hang on, right, hang on. I'll have to put you guys down for a second. Settings. Project settings. That's why. Fahrenheit. Change to Celsius. Apply. Do a reset. Boom. There we go. Manifold air temp 19 degrees. That's more like it. This is still busted. Ignore that. 19 degrees is about right. Says I'm doing 2 miles an hour. That's quite cool. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Definitely not going anywhere. Anyway, right, I'm waffling a bit here because I'm not sure whether I like it or not. But there's nothing I can do about it right now, and I'm probably not going to do anything about it, to be honest. I do quite like where that is now sitting, to be honest, in place of what obviously was there beforehand. I quite like that. That does a job for me. Happy with that. I'm reasonably happy with those 4 gauges there. I guess the only gauge I do need is I need to get a fuel sender. Right, sorry about that. Right, yeah, I do need to get not a fuel sender, as I just said, a fuel gauge. I already got a sender in the tank. Obviously, I did have the gauge on the old DigiDash that was in the original cluster with the matcher thingamajiggy, which kind of worked, kind of didn't really work. So I do need to get another fuel gauge, and what I will probably do is mount it down there somewhere maybe, or I don't want to put it here because that will kind of mess up the aesthetics of having all 4 of them in line, and I already kind of don't like it as it is, so I don't want to mess it up even more. Or I might possibly pop it on this side. Don't know. I will buy one when I get paid, and then when it turns up I will mess around with the idea a few times and go from there. But I do like where this is. Like I say, it's sitting a bit high. From where I'm looking, I can't really see the rev gauge at the top very well, but I do like how that's sitting, how that is. Let me just turn it all on again so you guys can see what we've got. I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. Again, I'm starting to waffle again, but you know, it does the job that it needs to do. Coolant temp, manifold air temp, air fuel ratio, KPA, map KPA. I'm sure I changed that so that it was at PSI. Let me do that now. Change map gauge to sensor input 1, boost PSI gauge. There we go. Right, let's change to boost in PSI, which should be 10-ish, there or thereabouts. Well, until I get that boost controller, of course, and then it's going to go all the way up. No, well, we'll see. Right, I'm waffling. You've probably stopped watching. I'm going to go and get a beer and have a shower. And I'm going to come down here on Wednesday and finish up a few little different bits of brackets and whatnot over there. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. We're going to the Hallscorts meet on Thursday this week again, as always. So I will more than likely take you along for us to see how we're getting on. You know, see how we get on. So I might ask a few people there what they think. Anyway, right, rambling. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in a bit. Ta-ra.